Become a premium member on RealCatholicTV.com today. Not only will you learn about the one true faith, just think of all the new friends you'll make.
Obama silences free speech in his presence. Being gay makes you a protected class in one Kansas community. And one college campus has become a battleground between crosses and condoms. Those stories and more just ahead on Catholic News Roundup.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. No free speech zone. Barack Obama has made it illegal to exercise free speech, signing a new law last week making it a felony for anyone to protest in his presence. The new law, H.R. 347, was signed in secret last week by Obama and specifically forbids political demonstrations from taking place where the Secret Service is present, making violators face a 1-year jail sentence for doing so. Never publicly debated and discussed in Congress very little, the law allows the president to assign Secret Service protection to whoever he wants, giving those protected by the government security guards power to enforce a, quote, no free speech zone. This law may mean pro-lifers or those wanting to protect the institution of the family by peacefully demonstrating in Washington, D.C., may be facing jail time for daring to ask the government for a redress of their grievances. Investing in Islam. The White House just wrapped up talks with the Muslim Brotherhood over investing American dollars in Egyptian businesses. The Muslim Brotherhood's mission is to incorporate the Quran as the, quote, sole reference point into every aspect of life where there are Muslims, including family and government. And their famous slogan is, Islam is the solution. Undersecretary of State for the United States, Robert Hormats, claims this is not a political issue or an ideological one, but only about helping the Islamic country grow its mid-size and small businesses. The Muslim Brotherhood has been known to be discriminatory against Christians, trying to ban them from serving in Egypt's military in the late 90s, and recently trying to limit the number of Coptic Catholic representatives involved in creating the country's new constitution to only 2. Discriminating Code. Hutchinson City, Kansas lawmakers may be making homosexuals a protected class, trampling the religious freedom rights of churches to do it. The City Council is considering adding sexual orientation and gender identity to the protected classes of the city's Human Relations Code, which would also force churches to accommodate same-sex marriages. The Hutchinson Human Relations Commission says churches who rent out their facilities to couples getting married would not be allowed to discriminate, quote, against a gay couple who wanted to rent the building for a party, end quote. Though the commission likens the refusal of a church to accommodate a same-sex couple to racism, Liberty Council Action, a conservative lobby group, calls the law un-American and a collision course between religious freedom and the LGBT agenda. A vote will be taken on the law next month. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Condoms over crosses. Pro-life students at the Western University of Kentucky are squaring off with pro-death activists who desecrated a display of crosses with faculty approval, after the student group Hilltoppers for Life got permission to erect 3,700 crosses to represent the number of babies aborted every day in the United States. A girl showed up after the exhibit was complete to put condoms over the crosses on display. The girl, Elena Smith, was caught on video putting the condoms over the crosses and said that one of her professors gave her permission to vandalize the exhibit as a class project. The police were called, but the president of the pro-life group that put up the crosses was told that there was no actual vandalism, and all they had to do was clean up the condoms that were left behind. The university issued a statement saying that it does not condone interference with free speech, but the police did nothing with their opportunity to prevent the incident, and the girl who put the condoms on the exhibit is getting class credit for her assignment. Confusing ecumenism. The U.S. Bishops' Conference has joined up with a Methodist denomination to publish a corroborated statement on the Eucharist and the effects of global warming. Bishops say in the statement that they should, quote, offer a joint prophetic witness with this Protestant group regarding the relationship of humanity to the rest of the natural world. They continue later saying, quote, Eucharistic renewal and environmental responsibility are intrinsically linked. Separating them yields an incomplete and distorted sending, that is to say, a diminished evangelical witness to the glory of God, end quote. The statement is a product of dialogue established between Bishop William S. Skylstad and the Methodist denomination to produce a, quote, consensus document on the Eucharist and stewardship of nature. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in today. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. Also, don't forget to check out The Vortex, where Michael comes to us from down under to talk about prelates around the world complicating evangelization. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us. And as always, God bless you.